What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Week 10 Sunday morning show. I'm your host, Ben Husser, joined by Sam Sherman. I'm extremely sick, so apologies for that. I've literally, dude, I've been off the grid the last like 3 days. It's crazy. Literally just sick. I looked at my screen time on my phone for the last 3 days, and it was like 3 hours a day, which is like 8 hours less than it normally is. It's absolutely insane. But apologies for that. Sam, I have really not talked to you in the last couple days, so how are you doing?
Good. Granted, I don't know. I felt this week is for DFS is absurd. I felt really good and I thought I'd built the nuts, and then I realized I don't know why I even look at anything before Saturday because literally took like my one day off a week yesterday, kind of in the afternoon, and like the entire slate changed. So this week is interesting because I think this is going to be a week where, and I'll probably do it too, where with so much value, people are going to galaxy brain so hard. And I think it's interesting because not that, the likes of Ingram, Dearness Johnson, all these guys are not good plays, but I think it's going to make a lot of these higher end plays, anyone that's like not Devontae Adams, like just way too low owned. So I think it's a really interesting tournament week.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kevin, thank you. So we can kind of dive in here. We'll just start answering these questions. Um, this
I
is
love how
the this
always
is
one of the first comments is how they're glad Anthony's not
I
here.
know, dude. I know he came on last week, and yeah, it was predictably a disaster. They were roasting him, but
Yeah,
uh,
no one cares with the bro.
FanDuel cash spend up on one or two running backs. I think both sites you're probably playing three running backs this week. There's a lot of good running back plays on both sites. It's tough not to take the value. Like I think for cash you probably take Johnson and Ingram and just play them because they're too cheap for what their roles are going to be, and then you can pick one of the spend up guys. I think with how I'm looking at it right now, I would probably rank the spend ups Jonathan Taylor number one, Dalvin Cook number two, and Naji Harris number three. But I also think if you want to, maybe not on FanDuel, but on DraftKings, you certainly can play Ingram, Johnson, and then James Conner as your third running back.
That's kind of the route I was looking at too.
I think I don't know like where ownership will end up now. Like I think Naji was probably going to be the highest owned player uh, outside of Johnson and Ingram. I think he was going to be the highest owned spend up, but now with that Ben news, their team total has fallen a little bit. Um, it'll probably even it out a little bit more. Like I feel really good about Taylor. I have all week. I think he's clearly number one. It's just if you have the few hundred to get to him.
One of my favorite stacks, honestly, in terms of Taylor, is people just don't do it because normally it's kind of a negative EV. But I'm definitely having a team that has Wentz, JT, and Pittman, just because, like, I just feel like there's such a high touchdown equity from those three.
Yeah, I don't mind that
Because
at all.
I agree with you, Ben. Yeah, I just think Taylor. I agree that Taylor's such a. I mean, in terms of okay, so I just updated our stuff a little bit ago. I mean, in terms of ownership, I mean, I think definitely Dearness Johnson is a great play. And I don't know, early in the week, I thought it was kind of like, okay, basically, we're basically playing an 18 game or an 8-player game. Like, we should just lock in Dearness Johnson. But at his ownership, like, yeah, the price is obviously strong. The usage should be crazy, but there are still so many past failure. And so if he's going to be 35, like I have 35 or 40% owned, I mean, it's such a clear like pivot spot in tournaments because if he does, if Bill sells out, which I assume he will, to stop the run because they want to make Baker throw, I mean, you immediately have leverage. I think the highest owned guys will be by far Johnson and Ingram, and then Adams, James Conner, and then take a kind of a big step, and then maybe Dan Arnold, Keenan Allen. I hate that Dan Arnold caught steam. I love him this week.
Yeah, I think you can play one of Ingram or Johnson. for tournaments. You probably just don't want to play them both
Um,
together. But I think one of them is fine. I don't know if you disagree with that.
Sorry, Ben. One of our internets is kind of going in and out. Might be mine.
Oh, it could be mine. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit. Best cash tight end under 3K. I don't know. I mean, I would say probably. I mean, I think Godwin is going to play. If he doesn't, I think it's definitely Brate. But Brate, I think you could still kind of punt to. I don't know what your thought is on tight end, Ben.
I don't like it. If I'm playing one sub 3K guy, it's OJ Howard. I think I don't like any of the other ones really.
Yeah, that's fair. Beasley Taylor or Allen Connor. I would go Keenan and Connor just because I mean, especially with Kyler probably not playing. I mean, James Conner's role should be wild. And I actually think that I think that Chargers Vikings could be the highest scoring game of the day. So I don't know if you, I know you like Taylor, but I would probably use the second one for cash.
Yeah. Second one is fine there. Still side with Brady over Dak for cash. I mean, I think Dak's going to be the highest owned quarterback for sure. I don't even think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Evans or Pittman, I would go Evans just with, I mean, all the injuries. I mean, Evans could see so many targets.
yeah, there's a good message in there. If this gets 100 likes, we'll give away a free month of our premium subscription. So if you're watching this, hit the like button.
That Pat situation, yeah, I don't know. I mean, no one's going to own anyone. I don't know what to do with that. I think it's kind of a mess because Stevenson's going to play, but he did have a pretty serious injury. Bolden, I don't know, who knows. And then JJ Taylor's, I don't know. That's a tough one. I kind of just want to stay away from that one.
I like Stevenson. My tournament core that I'm gonna be typing up here for subscribers, I have like Dearness Johnson and Stevenson both in there. So
what else we got here? Thoughts on Alex Collins? Isn't Carson active today, or is he not?
no, he's out, I believe.
He is out. I don't know. That's just a tough. I mean, I think they're going to be throwing because I think they're. I don't know. Ross is a tough one. Ross, like, it's crazy to me that he's playing this early, but I don't know. I can't figure out the Seahawks.
Travis, I'd be in on the Bucks guys. Cole Beasley, I think would be a good one. Trying to think of like some lower guys that I think would be good shots there. Probably stay away from like these running backs. Would be a good move because I think people are going to be buying them. So I would say like Cole Beasley interests me a lot. Judy I think is interesting, but I'm super heavy on Bucks guys, so I would just be getting a lot of Bucks guys.
OBJ, I don't know. OBJ also, I have no idea how to project that one. I mean, that Woods thing, first of all, that sucks. I love Robert Woods. People, I don't think realize how important he is because I know Kupp gets all the press, but Woods is important. But I mean, with OBJ, I mean, I don't know. He's still, it's like just got there. Van Jefferson is still there. Kupp is there. I mean, I don't know. There could be a kind of a situation where OBJ plays, but kind of Stafford goes to his normal targets. Is kind of my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's fine for season long. Like if you have to start him. Someone just called Cole Beasley the king of dust. I don't know if you have watched this stream for the last few years, but yeah, Cole Beasley is the king of sex, not dust. This guy.
I don't really know if there's anyone. I don't know if I like trust anyone more than Cole, honestly. Like I would go to war for him. Do you think Rudolph is viable in cash at 41? I don't know what your take is on Mason Rudolph, Ben. Pay up for Allen on DK Cash. I'm never gonna talk anyone off Josh Allen, but like I just don't. I think I'd rather just take Dak for 1,000 less personally. Ben, are you there right now? I can't even hear.
All right, I think I'm back now.
So, oh, hey.
There we go.
Okay, so
Dude, I closed the questions. My computer is like.
I'm not sure if you're renting it, but pay up for Allen on. Oh, I don't know. I was at pay up for Allen on DK Cash. I don't think it. I don't think it's necessary, but I would never talk anyone off Josh Allen like in any line. Beasley or Judy. I really like Jerry Judy. I think he's way too cheap. And put in my article this week, it's like Judy is crazy because he's only 5,300, and he in complete games, like he hasn't gotten hurt with like the rest of the guys. He leads by far in targets over Fant and Sutton and Patrick. So I think Judy's an awesome play. Thoughts on Swift with Williams out? Yeah, I mean the matchup sucks, but no one's gonna play him. Swift just has. I mean, it depends. If he is actually getting checkdowns, he has such a high floor, but it's also the Lions, so it's hard to judge.
I think he's a good tournament play. I mean,
too.
he was really chalky. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
But
totally failed.
now no one's playing, so I think he's a really good play in tournaments.
Evans versus Adams are both. I'm probably going to play both, but I mean, Evans is just. I mean, Adams is just such an alpha.
Yeah, I think you have to, if you're playing cash on DraftKings, I think you have to play Adams, but you probably want to get like 2 of those spend up receivers because you're playing value at running back.
I don't know. I heard this on. I was listening to Pat Mayo earlier this week, and I kind of agree with him. I don't know why. This just feels like a game where Rodgers comes out and just fucking tries to throw all over the Seahawks just because he's such a douchebag. So I don't know. I mean, I just like I could totally see everyone like hates his guts now. I could see him just trying to smash.
Yeah, I can see that.
Naji, Judy, or Connor Keenan. It's weird. Early in the week, I would automatically say the first. I actually Connor Keenan is probably where I would go.
I think it's the second one.
It's and again, I think people. It's like it's. I don't want people to tilt. It's like if Naji obviously is a great play, but the only thing I will say about Naji is number one, the price difference there. Number two, the Lions suck regardless, but at least like with Mason Rudolph there, I think they have a little less concern about the throwing game. And number three, Naji has such elite usage and can score a lot, but he like doesn't always get a ton of rush yards. And I think his highest score is like 25 points this year. So I don't know. It's not bigger priority in DK Cash. Adams or Godwin? Definitely Adams.
Yeah, it's Adams.
Agnew or Gallop? I probably won't use either of them. Agnew is interesting, to be honest.
That's tough. I might lean Gallop, but I like Agnew. I wrote him up in Final Thoughts. I like him, but I actually might pick Gallop. I think the Cowboys are gonna like I could see the Cowboys putting up like 35 points today, like 40 points, like just
I see.
smashing the Falcons.
I mentioned this in Discord. I think the situation for Cowboys Falcons is interesting because it's such an overreaction to the Cowboys loss. Dak was coming off, by an injury, whatever. The Falcons, they beat the Saints last week in a division game. Division games are weird. Look at who the Falcons have been playing. They have played the worst teams. So, I think they're being a little bit overvalued right now because they have literally beaten, some of the worst teams in the league. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, so what does it say that their defense is one of the worst in the league and they've played no good teams, So what's going to happen when they play an actual good team?
I don't know why, Dak is going to be owned and everything like that, but I think Zeke would get ownership, but there is such a path to Dak just absolutely destroying this Falcons team. They're so bad.
And that's part of why I'm on Zeke. I didn't really talk about Zeke in my article, but I've kind of come on to him last night, this morning. I think he's a really good play at his DraftKings price. Atlanta's defensive line is not good. Even with Tyron Smith out, Dallas has an edge there. And I think that if they're obviously winning, you know what's going to happen. They're just going to pound Zeke into the ground. So I think Zeke's a really good play.
Allen or Herbert, Fanduel cash? I think definitely Allen on Fanduel. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you fading the Steelers in cash? No, I mean, I didn't think. Okay, here's the only thing. I've learned this I heard this from someone so many years ago, and it's so true. It's when you have all these Steelers guys, it's not like the NBA where you can put in all these value guys and they're on the. I mean, if you think about Steelers guys, I was never gonna play Freiermuth in cash because there's cheaper tight ends. He's kind of touchdown dependent a little bit, even though he's a total man. Deontay Johnson's a freak, but now we have Rudolph and Naji. I mean, there's no way, it's unlikely that all three of those guys are going to smash. So I would probably just say Naji is still very cash viable, and I could still go there. But I don't think he's even a must. And I definitely think the other two guys are a must. Because at Deontay Johnson's price, I would rather just play Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather play Keaton.
So I was only ever going to play Naji. Like you said, Deontay. You can't project his role to get any bigger than what it is. It's already one of the best in the NFL, right? Even taking Claypool out, you can't give him that much more because it's already some of the best in the league. So, I if it was a more competitive game, I would be interested in him. But now we have the backup quarterback. He's behind Evans and
but
Adams.
I agree. I mean, I think about it. I think about it almost in the exact same way. It's if Deontay and Claypool were playing, I would project Deontay probably just about the exact same way I project him if Claypool's out.
Yeah, it's just it can't get much more.
It's not like if say the Chargers lost Mike Williams, okay, then Keenan is going to see an uptick. But I just don't really think it changes a lot. Fanduel cash, Pittman Eagles, or Evans Chargers. An interesting question.
I'd take Evans.
I would probably say I would take Evans too.
Evans is good on FanDuel too because he scores touchdowns, which is what you need.
Mm-hmm. Is Cooper a must play if you play Dak? No. I mean, I'm playing Cooper just because I think there'd be a little recency bias off him sucking last week, but CD Lamb is always a thing.
You can play Dak alone, no stack in cash games.
Yeah. Yep, that's probably what I'll do. Dalvin or Naji and DK Metcalf, and that's for you. I think I know what you're gonna say.
I think it's Dalvin at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you think it's Naji and I just said it's Dalvin, I don't want you to change that because these guys, you're literally splitting hairs. These guys are projecting within 1 point of each other. They're gonna be owned around the same. I feel like they have similar ceilings. It's close. I don't know. I lean Dalvin, but
people ask either or. Yeah, doesn't make Naji a bad play at all. Taylor Cook or Naji Arnold? I would go on Naji Arnold. Dan Arnold is getting wide receiver usage, so
yeah, same thing. I would take Naji Arnold.
Fanduel, Pittman, or Keenan. I would go Keenan.
I might take Pittman on
I don't know,
FanDuel.
dude. I'm just saying, like, such a chance, like, they could just easily get up and just run it with, like, Taylor and Naheem Hines, and, like, Wentz throws, like, 20 times. Like, that's like, pretty possible.
Panthers' Cam Newton is expected to be active. He still may not play, but maybe in a package of plays.
Oh, my God.
He's going to come in and troll CMC, like, goal line touchdowns.
Because I was about to get to this question. I think CMC is maybe the best leverage on the entire slate. I mean, like, what? Like, why are we not? Like, they now have PJ Walker in. Like, what are we doing here?
PJ Walker might be the worst quarterback in football.
Why is Jonnu Smith inactive?
I think he was banged up.
Hunter.
I mean, I think that hurts more for, like, blocking and stuff, though.
It does, yeah. Yeah, so Dalvin and McCaffrey tournament. I'm actually probably going to play both in my lineup. Maybe, but I think McCaffrey is such. I mean, he also presents a tremendous pivot in terms of if you're getting smoked, he's in the late game, and like everyone's just going to play James Conner or like Devontae. Like you kind of know where the ownership's going. Like we know what McCaffrey's usage and ceiling is. He is not even on the injury report. So like I don't know what we're doing here. I almost lock button CMC. Yeah, Ben, what's your opinion? I don't know why I'm like not sold in this on this slate on AJ Brown like whatsoever.
Yeah, I think he's fine for
Lattimore.
tournaments.
Lattimore's still kind of in shape now, guys.
Yeah, I think if you're playing like in tournaments, you could play like that could be a way to play Ingram. You just stack those guys together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer someone like Terry McLaurin to AJ Brown.
Yeah. I'm just saying, dude, like I kind of just thought for a while that Lattimore's kind of washed. He's definitely not. I mean, besides that one play, he kind of stuck with Mike Evans the whole time. Dak or Brady. On FanDuel, I would always side with Brady because it's so touchdown heavy. That's where I would go in FanDuel, Ben. I'm not sure if you feel differently, but I don't know why. I mean, it's just Ingram and GPP. I mean, not particularly, just because he'll be so high owned, but
I think you can play. Like, I don't know if I was muted earlier or like if my audio was. But I think you can play one of the cheap guys in tournaments, being Johnson and Ingram. You don't want to play them together. I think you can play one of them and it's fine.
Rodgers won't do anything in all that snow. Dude, Rodgers plays in the snow like all the time.
Oh my gosh. Watch out, guys. Anthony just had to text Sam and I that he just talked to Jack Conklin at the mailbox or something. I don't know what this guy's talking about, but thank God he's not on here because it would have prevented him from meeting Jack Conklin.
I don't know why he thinks I care, but like, yeah. Do you like Tyler Johnson and GPP? I love Tyler Johnson if Godwin's out. If Godwin's in, I actually still think he's a pretty sneaky play because he's like played a decent amount of snaps with AB out and Godwin in. But yeah, see, I don't know about cash. I mean, I had him in cash for one of the week, but the problem is all these running backs, like I just don't even know if I need to be doing that.
Yeah, I don't think you need to.
And Evans. That's a really tough one. I would actually probably go Cooper Keenan. Just a better game.
Yeah, definitely. I think I agree.
Fanduel cash. I'm not playing Jamal Agnew.
Yeah, that's not a cash play.
That just too fragile. I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know. Still the Jags. Panthers or Titans D in cash. I think both are fine. I don't know. The Titans D is classic one where it's going to be mega owned in cash. So then if I fade it, they'll probably score like 2 touchdowns. But I think the Panthers D is still really strong. People are going to think that like Colt McCoy is going to have a great game again, and that's so like risky.
Panthers defense is good.
Yeah, I mean it's been bad, but it's not as bad as Mike Williams or Terry in Fanduel cash. I would go Mike Williams.
I think I would take Terry, but it's close.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Prescott Eagles or Brady Chargers.
I mean, defense. I
go-
don't care about defense in cash, dude. Like I would play the Jets
I know defense doesn't matter. I mean,
if I
if I have to make
you
an
know?
opinion and give a reason, I'd go Prescott Eagles just because like the Chargers defense is not that good. So, and then again, the Eagles defense is not that good. You know what? I changed my mind. I'd probably go Brady just because, like I said, for Brady, just the touchdown equity is so
Brady
high.
is not going to be
all
owned.
game. I know he never is.
Like I kind of thought earlier this week. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, everyone's just going to play Brady because he plays Washington.
I saw someone on Twitter comment they're off Brady because it's an away game and he could be cold. As if Brady didn't play
he played in the
for
snow
20
for
years.
my whole life.
Literally has played in like negative weather. Like,
I know that's why I saw people like freaking out earlier about some snow in Green Bay. I'm like, dude, these guys play in that every year. It doesn't matter.
I love when people. All right, Godwin is active. Damn it.
Yeah, I've Godwin in my.
Actually, that's not true. Absolutely elite stack is Brady, Mike Evans, and Godwin. People absolutely will not do that.
Yep, that's what I have.
Even though Arians is very well known for if people are active, like they're playing, like they're not like on snap counts.
Yeah, he tried to play Gronk the other week, and the dude couldn't even move.
Yeah, and then Gronk died.
Yeah.
Naji or Taylor.
If you have the money, it's Taylor. It depends if you have that $200 or not.
Not that should have mattered. I mean, Marlon Mack is inactive again. I mean,
yeah, it was kind of expected. I think they were pretty clearly like trying to get him traded, but nobody took the bait on that.
So lone GPP guys, I'll give like 4 or 5. Christian McCaffrey is, oh my god, I can't believe this ownership. Christian McCaffrey, I think Michael Carter is really interesting. The matchup is so bad, and the Jets are so bad, so he will have no ownership. But like with Mike White at QB, I think Michael Carter, I wrote in my article, I forget what it is, but is averaging like so many targets. So I just think he's like immediate leverage off any of the cheap running backs. I really think Noah Fant is a great play. I really like Tyler Lockett. And those are the ones I'll say. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, I like the call on Michael Carter. I would say probably Zeke and Swift in that range on DraftKings, I think is interesting. And I like Ramondre Stevenson. I know he isn't projecting super well, but I think he's a really good play.
Yeah, I like that. Josh Allen and Cole Beasley or Dak and Pittman? I don't know. I've had a lot of people talking about Pittman. I like Pittman a lot, and I think he's still underpriced. But I don't know if I want him. I mean, Ben, I feel like his range of outcomes, even though he's been an absolute beast, like there's a very real scenario like the Colts go full Colts and win like 13-10, or like 21-10, and Taylor gets 2 touchdowns, and like Mo Alley Cox gets a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, the Jags just beat the Bills, correct? So it's like
Yeah, they're like the best team. They're like the best team in the league.
But I will say the Jags beat the Bills because the Bills' offensive line just was not there, and the Colts have a good offensive line. So
James Conner. I mean,
it's gonna be
what do you mean
chalky.
project so high? I mean, I think James Conner actually is going to be chalk, but not nearly as owned as he was going to be.
I think he'll be the third highest owned running back personally.
I agree. I think he was going to be like the second.
Yeah, I think most people on DraftKings will just play Johnson, Ingram, and Connor.
I agree with that.
And then I think like
Sunday to Monday slate,
Go ahead.
Chiefs or Rams.
Yeah.
The guy I actually have a lot of interest is since it's a primetime game, that means Darren Waller is required to go off. So I would probably play some.
I mean, Cooper Kupp is obviously.
He's like not even a person. I mean, dude, now Woods is out. Like, is Kupp gonna have 48 targets in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, he would be the top. I mean, he would be the top overall play, especially like if he was on the main slate with all this value, we would be locking him in. So.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about DK Metcalf? I don't think anybody is playing him.
Yeah, I started the week thinking I want to kind of lock him in, and he is obviously a great play, but I think I prefer Lockett.
It's close.
Then again, I literally always choose the wrong one, so you probably want to play DK Metcalf.
All right, guys, get your last minute questions in here. My computer, dude, is just going crazy this whole time we've been on here. This is a weird week, man. I think everyone's playing Johnson, Ingram, Connor on DraftKings. I think they're playing Dak. I think they're playing Adams and Evans. I think they're spending up on defense, dude. I think you can spend up on defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals' defense will be pretty high owned.
I asked Anthony if he asked for Jack Conklin's autograph. He said next time. So just keep you guys updated.
What a coward.
I'm about
Connor
to type
Jacoby or Dalvin Tyler. I'd probably go Connor Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is an interesting one this week.
Wait, what was it?
Connor and Jacoby or Dalvin Tyler Johnson. I mean, I know Dalvin's like elite play, but Tyler Johnson, I mean, like, it's really boom or bust. So.
I think it's the first one. I'm going to type in my cores now, guys. If you guys are subscribers, you'll be able to see cash game and tournaments, what I'm playing here in like 5 minutes. I'm still kind of debating cash. I think I'm rolling what I have, but I don't know.
Cheap wide receiver on Fanduel. I mean, I think Jerry Jeudy is way too cheap.
Jacoby Myers is really cheap there too.
Yeah, Myers, Jeudy. I mean, Agnew is pretty cheap. I don't know. I mean,
I just don't think you need it.
Tough run. No, I don't either.
Like, I think Jacoby is probably like if you really want a cheap guy.
I mean, Beasley is a little too cheap on Fanduel, I think. Dude, Noah Fant is a great play for anyone still listening because Eagles cannot cover tight ends.
Yeah, I think he's a really good
Or
play. That's a
anyone
good
for
call.
that matter. Then it's a time for a bold call.
Yeah, let's give some bold calls and then we'll skate out of here. I'm gonna go type my core plays in. For me, I'm gonna go Brady 5 touchdowns today.
That would be tremendous. I would support that bold call.
Including a 1-yard quarterback sneak.
Oh, hit that over half-yard rushing prop too.
Yeah, and then he'll probably lose it.
My bold call. Christian McCaffrey has Christian McCaffrey tops 30 DraftKings points.
All right, I like
Is that
that.
even bold?
Nah, dude, he's such a good play. It's crazy that we're not locking him in at that price. It's crazy.
I still have an hour before lock, so I may lock button him. That's a possibility.
Yeah, he's a good play. Thank you guys for watching. Apologies for my sickness. I have no energy at the moment, but we appreciate it. Good luck this week. If you have any further questions, get in the Discord. We can answer them there. DFScover.com/pricing. If you want access to our core plays, whoever Sam's playing, myself, Anthony, Bales, Matt, everybody, DFScover.com/pricing. Thank you guys. We will see you next week. Good luck this week.